Hello and welcome to round number 9 of the 2022 season of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race. Tonight at Aston International GT, an open configuration using the XR GT, one of the demo cars. I'm Peter Butcher, you're watching Sim Broadcasts, and joining me tonight in the commentary box, as ever, it's Eoin Harmon. Eoin, how are you doing?
Hi Pete, and welcome along everybody. I'm keeping well, thank you, and this race should be something quite special, I think.
Should be indeed. We're two rounds away from the summer break of the RTFR series, sponsored of course by World Class Lines. So at this point, all the drivers are going to start to get a little bit of sweat behind their ears if they aren't getting the championship points that they need after every round. On the note of the Drivers' Championship, let's take a look at those standings and see where everyone sits in that order. In the lead, it is Vitalis Lagutskas for Yes Motorsport leading the way with 192 points ahead of Fragmasters Fatal. So Fragmasters Fatal ahead of both Sidus guys here. Eoin, it's not going Sidus's way just yet before the summer break.
No, it's been a very tricky season for the Sidus squad. Just when the things have been put under or things out of their circumstances have gone wrong. Otherwise, when they are running, sometimes things can go wrong as well. So just not quite what we saw from them in 2021.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you can see, all the results are flying across your screen. Yeah, we've got quite a lot of results already. We've got 5 pages, in fact, of results to go through this evening. But yeah, it is Lagutskas leading the way, and he really wants to cement his position in this championship before we head to that all-important break. And yeah, it is Unite and Rick Cardle who are in 3rd and 4th overall, with Oscar P5 Thamuli for ZFRL doing a very nice job here in P6. And then Yaroslav Donlik, Upsas, Gabor and Mandula rounding out the top 10 in the championship. Before we head to the qualifying session, which is on the go in the background, let's have a look at where we are. Actually, we've had a pretty intense season. We have 1 round left to go in the first season of the 2022 schedule, and then of course, as we head into the summer break, we have another season coming up at the end of the year. That'll be starting around July-August time. Here's the combo for tonight. Quite a complicated little track we've got here with 25 corners, 26 potentially. 7.6 kilometer, 4.7 miles, and in the XRG, Eoin, it's only going to be 9 laps tonight.
That's right, you'll be thinking, we're at lap 5, we haven't made it very far, but as a matter of fact, yeah, it will feel like quite a slog for the drivers. At the midfield in particular, they'll be kept very busy throughout all these corners and all the mileage. So yeah, I certainly wouldn't say, this is a nice sprint race. It won't feel like that at all.
Yeah, indeed. It looks like a great combo. The driver's certainly enjoying it in the background. And yeah, let's have a look. So the XRG 1.8 litre inline 4 front engine rear wheel drive, importantly, is quite fun. I generally prefer it to the XFG, but on a track like this, it is going to be a lot of fun with all the long straights and the twisty corners. But yeah, Eoin, let's head to the qualifying session and see just who is topping the timing sheets. Have the Sidus boys managed to wake up just before the summer break? Let's find out. Well, we can't see the cars yet, but yes, they have indeed, is the answer. Sorry, Eoin, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just pointing out that I saw Lagutskas' time before the graphics came up, and he was 6th, so he must have improved in his most recent hot lap, and that's put him on to row number 2, giving the Sidus team a bit of a new strategy to come up with if they're going to try and pinch the championship leader away from the lead, or if they're just going to do their regular thing. That's up to them.
Yeah, let's have a look at this chicane. The chicane we haven't seen it taken in this direction many times. Normally we see it when it's used in open configs taken the other way, but Rick Cardle making it look pretty easy. He hasn't got long left in the session, only 1 minute to go, but he will have plenty of time to finish this lap and start one more if he wants to. The beauty, of course, of this the slower car, I suppose, is that it doesn't get through the tyres that quickly. So a qualifying session can last quite a while. You can do quite a number of laps. Often it's advantageous with these road tyres in the slower cars that don't put too much energy through the tyres to do multiple laps to warm them up. As he comes across the line, best lap in this session, a 3:38.48, as Upsas for Born to Race takes over pole position just behind him by over a tenth of a second in the end. So what has Lugutskas got in this session, Owen? Is he on a lap? Have we got anything more to see from him? Can he improve?
Let's have a look. Now Lugutskas is not on the circuit, so he will have to settle with no better than fourth.
Absolutely. We're watching Climbs come up to the line now. Let's see what Climbs can do. Currently P34, 7 seconds off the lead at the moment, and no improvement on that lap. So potentially just going to be, trying to work his way through from the back and learn the track as he goes. He just made it across the line to start another lap. Just made it across the line. So this could be this will be the final car if he manages to complete the lap. But it is a 4-minute lap, so we've got a bit of a wait here on our hands, Owen. So hopefully we can see some other times coming in as Unite comes across the line and improves a 3:38.2. That takes him 11 hundredths clear of the Born to Race driver of Upsas, who set his best time just a few moments ago. A little bit unusual to see the best times of the session coming so late, Owen.
Indeed, that usually doesn't happen, but it's great for us, and I hope for the audience as well, to see the drivers putting in everything they've got for this full hour. Hopefully makes a big difference to the race performance as well.
Yeah, the top 20 separated by almost 3 seconds, so that's the sort of disparity we've got here tonight. But of course, with longer lap times, the gaps at the end of each lap go up, and over a 9-lap race, we shouldn't see any lapping today. It is a really long lap, but never say never. Incidents and accidents can happen, and it's still a 35-minute race, as Fatal now goes up into P3. We do have the good laps coming in quite late here. That pushes Vitalsas Gutskas down to P5, as we switch now to TJ, who is formidable in these GTI cars and Live for Speed. P8. Let's see if he can improve. Of course, TJ drives for the Road Appraiser team, the Brazilian South American outfit. Let's see what he can manage as he comes down to the final corner of Aston International GT. He gets the rear of the car out nicely, probably a little bit too much, but let's see. Nice apex at the end. Then he can take as much of that curb as he wants, avoiding the tyres, of course, as he nails it down to start-finish. Let's see if he improves. Half a second off of Unite's provisional pole time. These are all the final laps of the session for these guys, and it is no improvement there for TJ. So what can he do in the race? I mean, he's often one who can put a good race together.
Absolutely. He's actually done 10 laps on this particular run with the same car and the same setup. So he'd know that he can make it to the end on the fuel he chose. I think he has a great chance of securing big points today.
Michael Malik comes across the line, and no improvement, 28th only for him. That's another large amount of work for Michael Malik. He's definitely not had the qualifying form we have been used to with him. A little bit unusual, it has to be said, for Michael Malik. Again, not able to get into the top 20 or even the top 10. Here comes Climbs then. He will be our final car. Let's watch him through the chicane as he makes that look pretty effortless. And just one little chicane to go. Not as much of an event, this one. Very wide, but when you've got 2 cars in front and 2 cars behind, as I'm sure we're going to see at some point during this race, with the pack racing nature of these slower GTI cars and Live for Speed, it'll be a lot more challenging, that one, for the drivers later on. Final corner then for Climbs. Not as simple as it looks. The last apex he's just gone through can sometimes catch you out. Climbs taking a very narrow line. He must think he has a good lap on his hands here. So can he improve? P35. The GRT driver comes across the line, and it is an improvement of 4 positions up to P31. So here's our pole sitter, Unite, in his old Genuine Racing livery. I do like that one. Let's get full classification then of those results on the screen before we go racing for 9 laps around this circuit. Here we are, Owen. Unite in the lead, a 3:38.21 secures him pole position for round 9, and it is Upsas, his rival. Well, it's nice to see 3 different teams at the top of this session, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's the variety that is the spice of life. anywhere you go, and certainly in motorsports that is also true. It means that no one team can really play the blocking game where you have the one or two teammates that can obviously go as fast as they can, but they can also make life difficult for everyone behind. But here we've got a Sidus, Born to Race, and a Frag Masters, followed by another Sidus, and yes, Motorsports in the top 5. So anything is possible.
Yeah, it's just nice to see such a variety. You know, we've got Sidus, we've got Born to Race, Fragmasters, Yes Motorsports, Road Appraiser, and World Class Lions all there in the top 10. So a nice change, I suppose, from what we had last year, where it seemed to be the Sidus guys locking out qualifying and then running away with it in the race. But not today, by the looks of it. We have some contenders and some people turning up to put some heat to these Sidus drivers. So they couldn't take pole away, though. Unite takes that honour. No one can take it away from him now. Iron Donny there, just missing out on a top 10. He's pretty great in the races, though, and we've seen some really good improvements from him through the field. Loco there, P12, 136 miles an hour. Magic, Igor, Owner, and Mandula. Mandula, another one who expect to see him end up somewhere near the front. He's plucky in these races, isn't he? He plays it safe, but that really does work for him. He ends up doing quite nicely, and he's got some very under the radar podiums in previous RTFR rounds.
Of course he has, yeah. I know, and I think he's great with choosing when he needs to pit. But in ordinary RTFR, that's not necessary unless you have something that has caused you a problem. So yeah, I think he can prove to be a threat heading through the first sector or so. See how he gets on. In the second half of the grid, we've got Yerloco, Lurcy, Lorenzo, Mott McCarry, Luke, Yari Katilla, Yaroslav Donalik, Michael, Rony, Mazway. They're 21 to 30th. Climbs, Jocks, Johnny SVK, 7-9, T-Bug, Vina, Tatayem, Bumshus Narcy, LG Meese, and Pit Lane Racer.
Yeah, we do have another page of results, but before we show that, Michael will have some company, and it will be familiar company. He's going to be driving around with Yaroslav Donalik again. These two seem to stick together, don't they? A lot during RTFR and the racing, so very similar on pace. So I'm sure we'll be seeing ding-dongs between them all race long. Let's take a look at that final page of results, which I don't think there are many drivers on here. In fact, there are two. Aesop the Ripper and Fireblade ST28 down there. Probably won't see them in the race, but maybe we will if some of the drivers who qualified higher do not take the grid. And let's have a look at the characteristics of this track, because obviously last time out we were commenting on how AS7R and AS7 can give you pretty much any type of corner that you want, but this seems to be more so. I mean, look at that. You've got all of AS7 reversed, plus the added AS Club section, AS2, bolted on. So a very challenging track, especially with that tight and twisty chicane that gets added in.
Yeah, the turns 22 to 25, the times I've ever gone around them, they've caused me all kinds of issues. They just have that bizarre shape to them. I can't describe it properly, but it causes all kinds of problems if you're not exactly where your car needs to be. And then turn 25 becomes that final chicane, but it's in a very complex hairpin. So there could be lots of overtaking there because, with the start-finish straight coming up, they could line up and attack or just try and thwart off somebody going side by side with you and then avoiding the slipstream down the long run.
Absolutely. Thanks for tuning in to round number 9 of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race 2022. But that's not all we want to talk about. We mentioned this last week, but we want to bring your attention to the Kyoto 6 Hours, which is being hosted by Argentina Turismo in a few weeks' time, actually in the middle of May, May 22nd, in fact. So please go ahead and check out the LFS forum for information on the Kyoto 6 Hours. It's going to be using the LMP2 Prototype 2 mod in Live for Speed, as well as the GTR class for 6 hours of endurance racing at Kyoto. And we're going to be there for all 6 hours of it. We're going to be covering the race from start to end, and we can't wait. That we do think that there are more than 20 teams already registered, so that's fantastic considering we're just over, about a month away from the start of that, Owen.
Those numbers are sensational, I must say. to have that many already committed. I hope they all turn up and get their practice runs in. It would be huge to see that turn out for a 6-hour contest. And yeah, I wish them all the best of luck, and hopefully more drivers are also encouraged to make teams and play along.
Yeah, well, at least 20 positions kind of left, and I'm sure there'll be teams recruiting for that event. So if you're interested, go and register your interest on the LFS forum. Back to tonight's action, we will just quickly refresh your memory of who's on the pole position. It is Unite for Sidus, his teammate Rick Cardle, last year's champion of RTFR and RTFR Excel, down in P4 for the start. So he'll be alongside Fatal. And Upsas. Now, Upsas is a driver that you cannot ignore, and you can't miss him in an XRG. I wouldn't be surprised if Upsas is genuinely a contender for the win. He's super quick in the XRG, Eoin. So my money's on Upsas. Who's your money on today?
Well, I think it could be someone off the front row. I'm going for Rick Cardle myself.
Oh wow, going for a bit of an outsider. He's got 2.5 tenths off in qualifying. So let's see what his race pace is like. I mean, interesting. It's not often not often a good idea to bet against the champion, is it? But it's certain other racing at the moment. Who knows? Anyway, I'm not going to go there. Unite. Obviously, he's going to put the screws to Upsas. Let's see how he gets on. The race will be starting very, very soon. The drivers are being asked to ready up in the background, and hopefully we'll get going as soon as they're ready. But yeah, an exciting one. The XRG, very, very, very popular in the for speed, and even more popular are open config tracks. You don't get a racing line, so you can't use that to aid you. It's literally you and the machine and nothing else. You don't get any assists here.
That's a very good point. I used to rely on the racing line in LFS in particular, but that will not be a factor as we head to the start grid.
Yeah, and what a start grid it is. Lots and lots of cars taking we take a look down the order towards the lights. Look at them all, 40 odd of them on the grid. Let's wait for those lights. But yeah, an absolutely awesome turnout once again. 4 red lights, and we are green for round 9. There's not much smoke, is there? It's not much of a...
No, but look at Upsas. He's gained a car length already on Unite, getting to the outside, but the curve will help him. So yeah, good run so far. Rick Cardle also getting the slipstream. Upsas now he'll have to find that breaking point precisely, or else he'll be in a lot of trouble. But yeah, he can pull along and see what Unite can say. Yeah, he's gone a bit too high though. Upsas does miss the apex completely. Rick Cardle makes a tag to his rear quarter. Unite will regain the lead, but Fatal on the outside line heading into the rundown. Tight corner coming up here. Gotta watch out. It's not that chicane that we're used to. It's a long left-hander. And Unite in the spot bother there. Nice camera shot here. See how everyone gets on.
Yeah, it looks pretty clean down the order. Rony getting a bit of a bump, Bollard's going everywhere. But Upsas has had a great break. And look at Fatal trying to go around the outside here. He's trying to go around the outside of Unite, who could make 2 position drops in, only a handful of corners, and he has. And now look who's behind him. He's got his teammate right behind him. I reckon Unite's been hampered because he's not running a Sidus skin. He's running a genuine racing livery. But anyway, let's not worry about that. In the background, we've got more side-by-side action going on. Here's Oscar just on the cusp of the top 10. And look at that train forming now. Upsas has got enough air that he's able to move away. And Fatal then leads this train down the back straight, Eoin.
That's right. Oh, he's all over the shop here, trying to cut off any opportunity for the Sidus pairing behind him. But we have more side-to-side contests. I believe that was Magic in me.
It's Magic and Thamuli going side by side.
Into the gravel. I think that was Lorenzo.
Lorenzo went wide onto the gravel.
Yeah, he's slowing down completely to make sure everyone can pick a line and get past while his tires are still very dirty from the gravel.
Here we ride on board with Rick Cardle. He's got his teammate for company just ahead of him, and these guys need to work together because they cannot let Upsas run away. Upsas is rapid in the XRG. He's already got the lead. He got an amazing start and has converted that into a chunky lead already. He's already up to 6/10 in the lead now, ahead of Fatal. And yeah, Rick Cardle would sorely like to work with his teammate. His teammate's got his hazard lights on at the moment, Owen, so I'm not sure what's going on in the Siders camp just now.
Yeah, I think he wanted to make that as discreet as possible if he was actually intending to use his hazard light. But I doubt he'll let Rick Cardle through so easily.
Yeah, the trains are beginning to form, but don't be put off. This is a pack racing car. You're really able to stick with the drivers around you. We've got cars going off in the background. It looked like who was that going off? It's one of the World Class Lions cars. I think it was Soini. Yeah, went onto the grass, but we had a 4 wide around the hairpin apparently. So that's what happens. But let's take a look at our leader, Upsas, with a just over half a second gap. As Yaroslav Donlik's having trouble now through the chicane, and he's right into the jaws of Rony again.
Indeed, but Martin McElroy is there as well, representing ZFRL. I think that inside curve didn't do him any favors, and he has to settle in. But watch out behind him, because that is Magic for the dive bomb, and that's a completed pass. Lap number 1 is complete, so it is Upsas in the lead, ahead by 0.8 of a second on Fatal.
Yeah, over 1 lap, that's an incredible gap. I mean, yeah, and you know, it's a very, very short race this, of course, as we see Mazway giving Michael a bit of a push up the back straight, whether he's going to go for a move. Hearing that Thamoulian 136 is side by side. Yes, they are. The ZFR driver going up the inside there. Oh, goodness me, 136 almost tagging the back of Mandula. And that is Magic having a look now on the B2R car. See what these two do as they head through the hairpin. This is normally a chicane, but it's a hairpin in this configuration as we move from AS2 into I guess you could call it AS7 reversed, as we've got who's that spinning around? That was Rayman being tagged, or did he hit one of the sausage curbs? I couldn't quite see, but I think he clipped the inside curb, and there may have been some contact with another car. But anyway, Rayman dropping down a couple of positions, losing a place to Yarik Tiller. Lagutskas is having some side-by-side action, is he? Well, he's trying to.
Yes, what happened was he got past Rick, and now Rick was able to get side-by-side with him again, and he's actually made him completely unsettled in the turn 6 section, and now he's lost 4 places.
Oh my goodness me! Yeah, Mantas has managed to get past, and now who's that? Is that TJ and Reject working together as well to try and get past? So bad to worse for our championship leader here. Registered in P4 on the timing tower, but when they go over the timing line, we're going to get confirmation that he's dropped to what, 8th now. So a disastrous lap so far for Lagutskas. Yeah, there we go, timing line, and he is P8.
Yeah, it was just a really unlucky moment. Lagutskas was doing everything right, but that side-by-side battle came at the right time for Rick, and he got to completely put Lagutskas' positioning off, and he lost all those places on the back straight.
Well, we can see on the right-hand side of our shot, TJ, who's running his 2020 GTI Champion skin. That was for the Fragmaster series, if I'm not mistaken. And, well, Lagutskas trying to find a way past, but somehow TJ just had the legs there and able to stay ahead. So Gabor then has made a very, very nice start. Where did Gabor start? How far down the order was Gabor at the beginning? Because I don't remember seeing his name. Was he in the top 6?
Yeah, 6th.
I
must 5th.
I don't think he was. Was he? We'll have to get some confirmation of that. Well, I'm hearing opposite. I'm hearing as though he was quite high up, so maybe that's not as much of a surprise. But anyway, I'll check that out later. Maybe I missed it. But yeah, Gabor doing a nice race, currently P6 behind Mantas as they head through the chicane once more. And, well, Lagutskas still trying to find a way past TJ. TJ is definitely... He's completely entitled to fight for this position. But, yeah. Tries to go to the outside, Owen. It's not going to work, is it? It's gone quite deep. Hoping for the cutback, maybe.
No, that's too much to ask, even for Liguskas. TJ's going as far inside as he can. He has the slipstream threat looming now. Let's head back and see 136 miles per hour Battle of the Hamuli. This is for P15, and they're going to go side by side all the way to the turn 1 hairpin. It's who blinks first, really. And the Hamuli will have the distance, but he doesn't have the racing line, or at least the overtaking prime position. He does oversteer back out of the corner.
Oh, hello.
And the Hamuli retains.
Yeah, nice. We've seen that from the B2R drivers. They do tend to take quite a deep line into that corner. That can't just be, well, it can't just be individual driving style, but maybe they've been training together. Who knows? Apparently we've got Yaroloco and Michael Malik side by side as well. Yes, we do. As Michael goes quite wide and could be under threat from Yari. Yes, he is. Yari Katilla there. The sponsor of the series, World Class Lines, of course, going to the outside. That's surely not going to work as he cuts back in behind. That's Mazway following in the wheel marks of Yari as well.
Respectable attempt, but a long way to go.
Getting pretty close here. Mandula at the back of this train with Donny and Loco as well.
Yeah, see, Loco is definitely the kingmaker here. He's going to back out of it to try and maybe have a go heading into the turn 9 uphill right corner. Yeah, I think he just wanted to play it safe there, Loco. I don't blame him at all there. But you have to watch out because the Hamuli, who we saw earlier in the lap, competing. And yeah, now 136 and Magic are contesting. So everything can change in a few breaths, really. Yeah, we can see that Magic is holding back for the moment. This is the tricky section where if you're going to go side by side, you've got to commit. Sort of getting close to the gravel trap there was 136 and spot him off on the uphill crest before turn 16, and now it'll be 17. The very treacherous corner coming up. You've got runoff on the outside there to help you, and Magic even took to the grass there, but yeah, that's okay. 136 holds on.
Yeah, Magic was trying to go around the outside and was slightly rudely cut off by 136 there. Magic had to break out of it, but there are other opportunities. Two more hairpins coming up, and then the chicane. But yeah, Magic needs to be really close to 136 as they head out onto the home straight. That's probably his best opportunity to get that place and then start to look to get involved with the Hamuli forward fight. But yeah, still got to get past that Born to Race car. As Upsas looks like he's all on his own. That's because he is. He's 1.3 seconds now ahead of Fatal, who himself is trying to pull open a gap to Unite. Here he is. Had pole, but dropped down a couple of positions. Then it's champion, Rick Cardle from 2021. With Mantas. So Born to Race, very, very strong generally in these GTI cars, of course. For a very long time, Born to Race have run and operated the GTI Rotate server in Live for Speed, if you're familiar with that. These guys are pretty familiar with the GTI cars in LFS. Here's Igor, who's been sizing up Rony for half a lap. And at the end of this, well, halfway around this lap, we'll be halfway through this race already. We said it was going to be a short one, but plenty of action out there on track. Igor's got a bit of a run. Slipstream is fairly powerful in the XRG. Will it be enough for Igor? He's going to have a think about it, surely. He's got the overspeed. Here we go, Owen.
Yeah, hold on to your hats here. What is Igor going to do? He's actually just braking early to make sure he can make that apex. Rony has to hold on to the wiggle as the track sort of rises beneath the cars. And unfortunately, I think for Rony, he has to really think about what he's going to do here. Very cautious double apex, yeah, or very tricky one to negotiate there, but good pass there from Igor.
Yeah, very nice. Very well done indeed. As soon as that going off in the background, Tatiem having an excursion into the support pit lane, I guess you can call it here. But look at this, Upsas. I mean, I won't brag Owen, but well, not yet anyway, not until the end. But yeah, he's doing a great job there up front. Yoroloco having a look at Lurcy. Lurcy, someone new on the scene in the last RTFR, and doing a decent job. Meanwhile, Mandula on Dhoni has changed positions. We'll switch back to that Yoroloco battle. Those two still side by side, but here comes Yoroloco trying to get around the outside of Lurcy. Not going to work. Not until the next hairpin at least. But yep, still side by side battling going on up and down the field. Mandula still trying to find a way through. Donny now with a bit of a gap. But that is Loco in the kind of teal blue car being overtaken then by Mandula.
Yeah, it's certainly not over by any stretch. Loco is thinking what he can do. He has a good run, but Loco now on camera has Lurcy side by side, who is going to they're not going to give any leeway whatsoever. Contact was thankfully sort of neutralized, like they just bumped each other, and thankfully we're able to keep going. That was all in Michael's view, so he can pull to the curbing and just watch as Lurcy holds on to the slide. Yoroloco won't have the apex to follow here, and he could be vulnerable to the counter from Michael there. Good underpass there, and another hairpin coming up turn 19. This is so another attempt here as Lurcy is now out of ideal positioning.
Yeah, Michael had a grandstand view of that, but then decided to get involved as we watch Yoroloco and Lurcy decide to go side by side through a chicane. These guys are crazy. So Michael is trying to get out of this, but he's got to get past these fighting duo. I mean, they're still side by side. Is Michael going to make it a 3 wide? Why not? Go on. Nope, not quite. Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's Michael. 3 wide to me.
Yeah.
Yoroloco has lost out for the moment, but he has slipstream. Yari's bad exit for Yari, and Yaroslav Donanik is going to bump draft him back into position.
Yeah, but Michael's trying to make the move then on Lurcy. This is just going to be a side-by-side drag and last of the late breakers into turn 1, unless he can just about get through before then. I don't think he will. He's on the inside for this little kink. But he's not quite got the overlap, has he? I think he has now, if he wanted to close the door. But he's got the inside. No, he doesn't have the overlap, so these two are still side-by-side. Yoroloco going for a big send. Oh, that's going to scare Lurcy, surely. Michael with a bit of a wiggle, and very, very far back that dive from Yoroloco, and he is alongside. But Lurcy with track position. Is he going for a dive on Michael? No, not quite. Very interesting lines from all these guys through this hairpin. Lots of tyre squealing. And, well, this is quite an entertaining battle, and this is only for P19 or P18. Yaroslav's gone in the pits for fuel, so he's underfueled himself somehow, unfortunately. And these three, well, they're going at it now. Yoroloco and Lurcy. Oh, yeah, of course, side by side again. We head up Eau Rouge, I guess it's in this direction.
Yeah, it's a tricky position now for Michael to be in. You can see one car for definite, but Yoroloco following right behind is yeah, you can see exactly what I mean here. Yeah, Michael
he's got Kit following.
You can see Lurcy, but then Yoroloco will now be visible, and he's going to follow Michael tit for tat. So another 2.5 wide there.
That was 3 wide.
Oh, that was courageous from Yoroloco if he can hang on to it. Lurcy refusing to give in just yet, and he has the nose in front.
This is perpetual side-by-side from these two drivers, and Michael needs to make the most of this, and he will do now, surely, because... Oh, no, hello, that was a... Oh, that was a big bump from Lurcy, but back to side-by-side, is it? Not quite, but yeah, Michael needs to check out now. He needs to get away from that fight if he wants to make any progress. Look at the space ahead of Michael as he sends 2 bollards into the stratosphere. But these 2, they're providing some entertainment. Lurcy needs to get some sponsors on his livery with the amount of airtime he's getting. Let's switch forward for a minute because we have some front runners in a fight. TJ and the Gutskas. TJ on the inside in his yellow Road Appraiser skin, and the Gutskas on the outside in his, it's kind of like a Chad Esports inspired last lap motorsports livery potentially, as we go through the chicane. And it is TJ who maintains P8, or rather P7 now.
Yeah, that's correct. But a good run is coming here for Gutskas. TJ blocks off the inside. You have to start braking at the 50-meter board or thereabouts. Make sure you have the grip. TJ actually does well using the slide to catch the rear tires and get moving again. But I think Gutskas has his opportunity here.
He's lifting off.
Slipstream. Yeah,
he's going to wait for the braking zone. He's sacrificing speed so he can get an overspeed instead of being kind of bumper to bumper. He wants the overspeed to come now so he can draw alongside and kind of block a counter attack from TJ. He might have left that a bit late. TJ's still got a lot of speed, and the Gutskas is going to have to try and go the long way round on this one. They break at the same time, but TJ will have the advantage. And does he have the overspeed? Yes, he does. He can close the door off and defend from the inside move from the Gutskas at the next hairpin. So we're back where we were moments ago. Great action from these 2. Very experienced, the pair of them, as the Gutskas almost drops a wheel on the outside. You wouldn't want to do that there. And losing a tiny bit of momentum on the exit. But these 2 still managing to kind of keep with Gabor. Gabor being kind of handy here in P6. But yeah, not really making much in the way of any sort of headway on the cars in front as Unite and Fatal go side by side up Eau Rouge. That was pretty entertaining. But Fatal just about managing to keep P2 in this race. But this is going to get close, Owen. Look at Rick Cardle. He's not got any fighting to do on his hands at the moment. He could quite quickly close up to these 2.
Indeed, there's just so much going on this lap around AS6. You can just see a Fatal and Unite carry on the battle. It just gives Rick the smoother run as he can follow his desired route around the track, and he has a gap over Mantas. We'll see it update in just a moment. That is about 2.5 seconds separating Rick from Mantas. That gives him a little bit of leeway. He's definitely closed in on his teammate and Fatal as the podium battle hots up, even with Upsas continuing his strong momentum.
Yeah, after this lap we'll have 3 to go, and we have a fight for at least P2 and P3. I think Upsas will enjoy watching this fight from his rearview mirror as it gets smaller and smaller, because he is almost 3 seconds out in the lead, which with the pace of the field at the front in RTFR is quite a margin to have when we haven't even completed 6 laps of this track. But here we are watching on board out the back window of Fragmaster's Fatal, and these 3 are nose to tail once more. So Rick Cardle's been given a bit of help here by his teammate trying to put pressure on Fatal, and it's worked. How on earth is this going to end up?
There's Rick sending a message to his teammate. If you leave a gap, I'm going to take it. Not right now as we head into the chicane. A big cut there from Rick in particular. Fatal's now left, no alternative but to go onto the grass. Unite has the outside between turns 22 and 24 now. And Fatal is now wedged in between the sidus machines. And he's got to break his
He's got to be brave here. Oh, it's not going to work, is it? Oh, is it? That's a nice move. That's really nice from Unite to leave the space, of course. But this is now advantage Rick Cardle. Rick is going to have a belter of a tow here as they all nestle in with each other. This is going to be great. And this is going to go to the end. Rick Cardle bumping Fatal. Interesting. Are they going to try and work together to try and get past Unite? This is great fun to watch. Potentially a 3 wide on here, then into the hairpin. Hold on to your seats once again. Fatal in the lead of this battle, but only just. Where's Rick going to go? Middle. 3 wide. Here we go. Into the braking zone.
Yeah, I think
that's well done
Unite
from...
just missed his ideal braking point, and Rick has gone for the double maneuver.
And Fatal's been
was
pushed slightly onto the
back,
grass. Yeah, but Fatal, after all that... Oh, he's in the middle. Unite's still got some overlap. Thinks better of it. Does he? No, he's still there. So Unite probably going to come out better out of this one, you'd think. But Fatal, just clinging on with everything he had. Fair play. That was excellent.
Yeah, sublime work from Fatal there. He was feeling the heat for the crucial 3 lap to go phase, and now he's got back to where he was this time last lap.
Yeah, this is what GTI racing always yields. You always end up with this at some point during the race, but not always for, podium positions. Normally the podium are pretty spread out, but here we have P2, 3 and 4 right together at the death of this race, and it's going to go to the end. This is the sort of when you've got cars that are so closely matched on pace and you put them in GTIs, this is what you get. Awesome racing and awesome viewing as we watch them enter the chicane once more. This is such a nice car to watch. Fantastic stuff. Rick Cardle there at the back. He needs to think again about where he wants to try and get past, because he needs to work with his teammate. Fatal, of course, is on his own here. He's not got anyone to help him. Unite thinks about going for a move, but Fatal with the outside line and ultimately the inside for the next sweeper is safe for now as we enter the S's.
Oh, not anymore. He has to cut the gravel trap to survive that corner.
Yeah, that's what the pressure does. That's what the pressure does from behind. An unforced error then from Fatal gives Unite the place and gives Rick Cardle a sniff of hope as he sends one up the inside. And is it 2 for 1? It is. Fatal has to back out of it, in fact. And that is Unite and Rick Cardle making progress then. And it is 2 Sidus cars on the podium as we look at it.
A significant moment in the race. Fatal now back down 2, but he's not giving up at all. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame him for not backing down. He's got the pace in this car, as we've seen. He's held his position for, most of the race, but has to give the position away in the end after that unforced error into the gravel trap. Hard across the curbs once again for Rick Cardle. Doesn't have any love lost for those sleeping policemen there on the grass. And Unite then has somewhat checked out as well. So Rick certainly isn't out of the woods yet, and Fatal can have another bite at this.
Definitely, but you can see actually Mantas and Gabor have absolutely closed in on the contest for the podium, and they will have about 7 minutes to try and turn this around in their favor.
Yeah, these guys have had a lot of airtime. Let's see what's going on with the Vitatas Lagutskas TJ situation, and it is this. Lagutskas is half a second behind as we go across start finish, so quite a simple picture. TJ doing more than enough to keep his P7 as we look at it. Donny, he is exactly where he started. He started this race in P11, and 8 laps in, he is still P11, so not able to make much progress then in this race. But someone who has is Mandula, who's right behind him then, and looking to try and edge closer to that top 10. I'll have a big job trying to catch up to Oscar because, that gap is it's fairly big, about 3 and a bit seconds up the road, and there's not enough laps left really to make that sort of time up on your own without an error from the cars ahead. So Mandula will have to just settle and focus on Donny for the remainder. But look at this guy. Upsas now with a huge lead, 2.8 seconds after the fight that Nika Pantola goes by the pseudonym of Unite in Live for Speed has given him because he was fighting with Rick and Fatal, but he won't care. He's made it up from P3 to P2.
Yeah, that's a satisfactory job, I'm sure. but Upsas, having gotten into the lead, has absolutely refused to relinquish it. He just needs to hang on in there for a little while longer. Yeah, the top 5 are now reasonably spread out. Gabor has the best chance out of anybody. Yeah, Laguskas, he knows a pass on TJ is imperative. He's got to find that ideal moment to grab P7 away from TJ. And if he doesn't do it by now, then he's really got to think about where he can do it, because these two have driven really well, but TJ has had the number so far.
Yeah, I mean, Laguskas he's got one attempt. If he makes a hash of it, then TJ's just going to have, going to be able to run away. Likewise, TJ, he's going to have to defend for all he's worth. There's no other way of saying it. These guys are absolutely rapid, and still, to put it into perspective, Upsas is nearly 8 seconds up the road. So, this battle has cost them, but I'm sure it was pretty good fun. Laguskas tried to get a better exit, but it didn't quite work out. TJ just so strong in the hairpin. See how he does in the second one. Got the leaders going through shot. And yeah, yet again, TJ's experience in this GTI car just too much right now for Laguskas. See how he gets on through the chicane. Very nice, very clean.
Yeah, TJ has to be observing where he's going to take the final hairpin, because Laguskas will pick the line that is unprotected, I'm sure. Maybe you try the cutback, heading high. Yeah, he's actually followed TJ blow for blow nearly, and they both drift into the inside. Now Loco has Rony and Monty McCarry chasing him down for position. And they're still in the final complex of hairpins before the run down to turn 25. Sidus Unite puts in the fastest lap at 3 minute 38.0. So he's gained a few tenths, but nothing more as we head into the final lap, Pete.
Yeah, final lap, final 3.5 minutes of this race, and Loco is currently P24, trying to fend off Rony. And it looks like Magic made up a place on Thamuli on the last lap. We missed that, so apologies. But ZFRL Thamuli dropping back behind Magic in the dying stages. Upsas currently leads with a 2-second gap, so the gap has gone down. Maybe he's just backed off slightly, taking fewer risks. I mean, why would you bother? Pretty safe from behind with the 2-second buffer. But it is Unite in P2, Rickardle P3, Fragmaster's Fatal dropping from podium down to P4, and under pressure then from Mantas. This is probably the closest thing that's going to change on this lap, Owen, if Mantas can get close. Oscar on reject as we head into Eau Rouge, Owen.
Yeah, reject is blocking the path for Arska at the moment. It's a fabulous run for Born to Race if they can hang on to these results. Arska, though, will have Slipstream coming up, and reject is going to stay rooted to the spot. It's up to Arska to pick where he wants to go. He goes for the inside line, heading towards turn 6. They're going to be side by side. Arska is going to drift out. The lateral grip is not going to be there, unfortunately.
Good stuff.
Good chance coming up, though.
Yeah, he's got a couple more opportunities. The leaders are making their way through the S's, apologies. And Oscar, not many opportunities left at all. Upsas just has one more sector to go.
Oh, and Rickardle's taken second place. I completely missed it myself. And there you have it. Rickardle takes P2, giving me a little bit of compensation for my prediction.
Yeah, sorry we missed that as well. That's a shame. Not entirely sure how that's happened, but potentially a mistake from Unite, given how far back he is. That is unusual. But yes, Mantas is pretty close to Fatal. Will he go for a send? No, he doesn't. But let's keep our eyes on this man, who is from basically the word go I think he might have had a nose ahead as they went over start finish on the grid, Owen.
Yeah, his
He had that
getaway
much
was
of a
absolutely
getaway,
delightful. He got a fantastic launch, and from that moment on, he picked the ideal line, and he just has to get through the final 3 or 4 corners. He's gone deep onto the sleeping policeman. Oh, but no one was there to take advantage. If anything, Rick has to defend from his teammate. But yeah, a heart-stopping moment for Upsas right at the end. He's playing along here. He's having spun the car around. What is he doing? Is he taunting the?
I think that's an error. That is unbelievable what we've just seen there. What
He's
is
getting
he
away with it
doing?
though.
Is he though? Yeah, he will get away with it. But what on earth? I've never seen anything like that in all my time. Oh my goodness me. He didn't have that much of a lead. That was absolutely unbelievable.
What?
That could have gone
1/10.
so badly wrong. Unbelievable. What?
My goodness me.
10th of a second in the end, Upsast. Well, if the sleeping policeman weren't heart-stopping enough for you, Owen, then that certainly was. Rick Cardle, well, he would have been I don't know. Do you want to see that? You don't want to see that ahead of you, do you? I mean, that is taunting at the highest level. 10th of a second, unbelievable. Unite, fastest lap, and P3, then Fatal, Mantas, Gabor, TJ, Lagutskas, Asker, and Reject. Top 10 while we wait for the rest of the drivers come across the line. But yeah, Owen, I mean, he didn't have too much airtime in the race, but that's all we're going to be talking about from this race, that's for sure. Goodness me.
Yeah, that's certainly taking a significant moment of the season, that's for sure. We'll remember that in December, I'm sure. My goodness me.
Yeah, we'll be replaying that in our minds. In fact, I will go back and look at the replay because that looked pretty close, if I'm honest, but there we are. So, Iron Donny, Mandula, Owner, Loco, Thamuli, Magic, 136 miles per hour, Igor, Michael, and Lurcy are your top 20 as we wait for the remaining cars to finish the lap. Around about half a lap for those guys. But yeah, congrats to Upsas. He made it look easy in the end. So easy, in fact, he had the confidence to do a 360 pirouette. Well, in fact, it could have been a 720. Did he go round twice? My, that was close. I wish we had an interview with him. We don't tend to get interviews from Upsas, but I wish I knew what was going on in his mind after that, or even before that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Ah, dearie me, Owen. Well, what can we say? I mean, that is, I've never seen that before.
It wouldn't be a case where if anyone was doing a celebratory spin or sliding around the place, it would be when they're enormously in front. But when it was a 1/10 deficit that it became, it was unbelievably risky, but it paid off.
Absolutely. Just waiting on Vina before we can give you the full rundown of the order. He's somewhere around the back of the circuit trying to make his way to the finish line. In fact, we're here, he's pirouetting in the midfield, which is not ideal if we want to finish today. Here are all the cars accumulated at the end of the back of the circuit. But hopefully Vina can make it around so we can wrap out our results. He's at the final corner. So hopefully we'll be getting those to you as soon as we can. And then we can try and find a replay of that finish because, well, I think it's worth it to get a replay. Here's Vina. Coming to the line. There you have it. Owen, we ended up with 36 finishes at the end of that. And let's do the rundown. So, in pretty spectacular fashion, it has to be said, Upsas takes the win in, that is the qualifying results, my apologies, in, what is that, 33 minutes, 0.3.61. Born to race Upsas ahead of Rick Cardle and Sidus Unite. Those two switching positions. Was it on the final lap, Owen, did you say? They must have switched places pretty
Yeah, it was
pretty late.
Early in the final lap.
Yeah, then Fatal, who misses out on a podium, unfortunately, with a great qualifying session, just couldn't convert it in the end. 1.6 seconds only the gap to the lead. Mantas for Born to Race P5, Gabor P6, TJ P7, Lagutskas P8, Asker P9, Reject P10. Then it was Donny. He finished where he started in P11, Mandula P12, Owner, Loco, Thamuli, Magic, 136 miles per hour, Igor, Michael Malik, and Lurcy, your top 20.
Running down the order from 21st down, we have Yari Katila, Yaroslav Dunleak, Monty Macari, Rony, Jox, Timu Soini, Yoni SVK, Tata M, 7-9, Lorenzo, Magic Fan, LG Meese, Luke, Pitlane Racer, Bumptious Narcy, and then Vina in 36 as the last classified finisher. Yaroloco, 1 lap down, and then definitely not classified will be Mazway, Rayman, and Climbs.
Yeah, well, a fantastic race. Unite there getting the fastest lap in the end, a 3 minutes 38.04. Absolutely phenomenal lap time, it has to be said, from him. But yeah, unfortunately, not enough for him today to get the overall win in the race. But yeah, he gave it his best shot, him and his teammate. Absolutely epic stuff from all of them. We're just trying to pull up a replay then of the way this race finished, because I think it's worth showing it, Owen, because you have to admit it is the weirdest way we've seen a race finish in quite a long time. I think it's fair to say, absolutely. So we'll get you pictures of that in just a moment's time. So I'll do that right now. We have it running in the background, so let's take a wee look and see what happened at the end. So Upsat had run wide, Owen, and then he decided that this was how he was going to finish his race, which is extremely unusual. Here he comes down to the final corner. You can see Rick Cardle and Unite just in the background, and then he thought, you know what, I've got time. I'm just gonna do some antics.
Perhaps he was trying to do a proper power slide, but he adjusted and then did a 540-degree spin. I think that is.
I mean, this was close. This was really close. Oh, unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And then it was side by side to the line, pretty much.
Yeah, he's really blessed that the car ended up, on the outside, which then became the inside. Otherwise, Rick would have been nose to nose and competing at the line for the win, but it was just 1/10 of a second otherwise.
Yeah, unbelievable, but something we will remember going forward to the end of this season. Thanks for that, Obsessed. That was interesting. Don't try that at home, folks. Yeah, Owen, anything to say?
No, I think the replay says it all. Obsessed in style, with the domination at the proper run, and then the last corner performed an incredible stunt that could have backfired, but it didn't. Very high finishing rate for everybody. Very impressive to see that the drivers were able to cope with the challenge put in front of them, and some good side-by-side battling as well. That's all we can ask for.
It is indeed, and we'll have to look forward to this yet again, of course, because we have a packed schedule here for RTFR and RTFR XL. We do have next week, but in case you're going to be a little bit missing your RTFR action, you can return in 2 weeks' time for the 280th RTFR on May 10th. I believe we have a combo confirmed for that. I'll just go ahead and look it up. We get confirmation of these events a little bit before we go live. It looks like it's going to be what have we got? We do not have. Oh, sorry, it's XL that we have. We have the next XL combo picked by Yoni Katila, Owen, and you're not going to believe this. It's going to be 73 laps of Blackwood Rallycross in the LX4.
The LX4, what?
Yeah. So if you fancy doing an hour and a half of racing at Rallycross in an LX4, then we'll see you at XL in 3 weeks' time. The final round of the first season of RTFR will be the Form 07 at Rockingham International Long in 2 weeks' time. Well, that should be fun. So yeah, we hope you can join us for that. Owen, I don't have anything else to say. I think everything has been said. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining us for round number 9. We will have some more action for you in Live for Speed on Sunday at the penultimate round of Master Race Cars Rallycross Championship. Please join us for that on Sunday, whether as a driver or as a viewer. You can find out all the information on how to sign up to Master Race Cars Rallycross Championship on the LFS forum, and also you can watch back through the live streams from that on our channel. There have been 4 rounds so far, well worth a watch and well worth signing up to join in with. So we hope to see you then. Thanks a lot, Owen. It was interesting, and we'll see everyone on the next one.
Take care. Bye-bye.